not an ideal tour for you guys, but do you think that this will be a learning curve for the newcomers? And can you please elaborate what's the thought process of bringing so much young and uncapped players to this tour, and what went wrong around the tour?
Yeah, definitely a tough tour. But when we bring such a, like you mentioned, a young, inexperienced side, young in age as well, it's always going to be a very steep learning curve, and we had many ladies debut in both series. So, you know, to be honest, if from a perspective, a realistic perspective, we'll be foolish to think we're coming here and to clean sweep the series. But the girls have given their all every game, and I know that they've worked really hard in behind the scenes. We've debriefed well, we pull each game apart well, and their learning has been, it's been steady. It's a lot for them to take in, but the exciting thing is, let's see where they are in 12 to 24 months' time.
I've asked about what's the thought process of taking so many uncapped players in the squad. Is there something from the management, what they thought, and they put up so many new players in the squad?
Yeah, I guess the selectors and the people back in Zimbabwe are wanting to grow the depth of players. Our pool of ladies in Zimbabwe at the moment isn't very big, so it's how do we grow the pool of players? And so that was one of the reasons they've brought this sort of makeup of the squad to Pakistan. So we've got a phenomenal group of ladies sitting back home as well, itching to play cricket. I know that for a fact. So moving into other series, selection and the makeup of the team will be very important for us.
Hello Kate, this is Varshma. So I have two questions. The first one is that we observed today that most of your batters were finding it hard to judge the length rather than the line length. So was it because you guys were, finding it difficult to judge the release points of the bowlers, or was it simply that the pitch was offering more bounce? The first question is this. The second one is, what plan do you have to cater the high percentage of dot balls that your batters have faced this series?
Yeah, I guess to answer your first question, the Pakistan spin bowlers are very clever, especially with the way they bowl, the use of their crease, the angle the angles they release the ball at as well. And to be honest, and up front, our spin, our understanding of how to play spin technically and tactically is not there. Yes, at the moment. So that's again another exciting part for our batsmen. Can they grow their spin game quickly? Because October they are going to India, and it's not going to get easier. So technically and tactically they do need to be a lot more open around the learning part. And to answer your second question, we've got like KPI, key performance indicators in place for each match and how we want to play each phase of the game, and especially like you said, through that middle phase of the game, you've got to score off more balls, so your scoring shot percentage has to be high. We talk about multiples, so 2s and 1s are just as important as your 6s and 4s. So again, that's part of batsmanship and that learning. So it's tough, but they will get there. They will get there, and I've seen glimpses of it through each game. So.
I'm Alicia Shajalpin. I want to ask about this whole series. Was it the conditions that were challenging, or was it the difference between both teams? One is like really experienced team of Pakistan in front of still trying a not so experienced team of Zimbabwe. So was it the conditions or the experience gap between the teams?
But both, these are conditions our ladies have never faced. Conditions as in, the pitch conditions. You've got two soils out there. You've got the Australian, Pakistan soils. We've got the climate. I mean, it was pretty brutal in the one-day games. The girls were fielding 50 overs in 40-degree heat. So again, that's tough going, I think, for any national team. And then obviously you've got, like you mentioned, you've got quite an experienced Pakistan side who have developed phenomenally. So, and then I guess I've got a very youthful and an experienced side. So, it's not a strong combination, but it's an exciting combination going forward with our cricket.
Hi, Mahmood Riaz. Today you witnessed the world record fastest 15 ball. How you did the Fatma Sana inning?
Phenomenal. Yeah. She knocked, my fellow Kiwi, Sophie Devine, off her perch, I think, by 3 balls, and some of that hitting was phenomenal. And you've got to acknowledge that in any cricket, men's or women's cricket. I mean, she hit 360, which is fantastic to see. And Fatima, she strikes, she was striking, at 300, 400 there, so she's a class player, she knows her game, and I tip my hat to, like I said, good batting, so well done to her.
I want to ask about your transformation from a player to a head coach. You played with the legends like Sophie Devon and Susie Bates, and recently active till November last year. And now you're a head coach of a very young team, started in New Zealand and now in Pakistan. How has all happened for you, especially this journey from player to head coach?
Yeah, it's been pretty quick, to be honest, but in saying that, I'm interim head coach, and I've agreed, they as in Zimbabwe cricket approached me to see if I could help in their women's game for the first tours of our FTP, which was New Zealand and Pakistan, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Coaching has been in my back pocket sort of in time when I do retire. I haven't retired just yet, but the transitioning has been quite rapid and quite quick. But I've managed to sort of bring my experiences, of international cricket as a player into coaching, and I'm also sort of a teacher as well. So bringing those skill sets in is very similar to a team environment as well. So. I've really enjoyed my time, and I've appreciated all the learning that I've been through.
Hello, Abdul Qadir Rana here. Your side has lost ODI and T20 both series. Okay, but what do you think? What are the biggest learning options and positives you are taking away from Pakistan?
Yeah, it's a big question. I think like when you take away learnings, all players are so different. We've got, Callis and Beloved, 2 phenomenal batters for us, have taken away different learnings to our girls who have debuted as such. So holistically, when you look at a player, they've taken away so much learning from a skill set, from an off-field, from a nutrition and a hydration, rest, recovery, training, how to sort of, train and prep in these conditions, and let alone performing in these conditions. So each player will be able to tell you what they've learnt. But it's great. We've seen it off the field that everyone's taken to a range of learning experiences, which can only help their game moving forward.
Commiserations on today's loss. I wanted to ask, what was your biggest takeaway from this series, in particular in Pakistan, and what would be one memory that you take back home from this series? From a batting perspective, like I mentioned before, it's understanding how to use your 20 overs. Like we've talked about power play, our middle phase and our death phase, and we've got to score off. Our scoring shot percentage has to be better. Our wicket column, we can't afford to be so far deep in our order. We can't be expecting the bottom order to do the grunt of the work. The engine room, the batters, they need to learn to ensure they are dominating at the crease. And from a bowling perspective, you've got to be consistent either with your line or with your length. You can't be both sides of the wicket from ball 1 to ball 120. So understanding, your field sets obviously need to marry up what you're wanting to bowl. And then also, understanding when and how to use your variations in these conditions. So No, plenty are taken away, and look, from the fielding perspective, yeah, there's a whole lot going on there, but the technique of the catching and the ground fielding is one that really alerts to me, and it needs to be sorted immediately if you're going to want to compete at this level. Dropping 15 chances over both series is not acceptable at an international standard.
Hi, Kashivan Faruqi from the National Post. I have two questions, small one. First of all, you and your entire team is welcome in Pakistan. Your next tour is India. How is preparation in your young teams? Second question is, what would you like to Pakistani food, especially biryani, korma? Which one?
I love the mutton lamb biryani. It's delicious. We've had phenomenal food in hospitality. We've been so well looked after. I don't want to leave. We've really appreciated the delicious food and the hospitality and the way we've been looked after here in Pakistan. You guys make it, so on behalf of Zimbabwe Cricket, we'd like to thank you all. It's really, Karachi's great. We were spoilt on a restaurant down by the seafront a couple of nights ago. We got to go to the mall. The hotel hospitality is great. Our security is phenomenal. We feel safe as houses. So thank you everyone here in Pakistan. We will be back.
Hi, I am Shahid Khan from DNN News. I want to know which Pakistani players you inspired from Pakistan. Which players inspired you very much?
All of them. All the ladies who in the Pakistan team, they all got opportunities, and they showed our ladies when you get given an opportunity, you take it. You don't give chances to anyone in the squad. No, they're all great ladies, and I mean the opening batters in the one-day series have been phenomenal. Fatima in the T20 series, the way she approaches the batting crease in her bowling. No, they're all very talented players, and I don't think I can put my finger on one player.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.